First things first, what you want to do is create your letter based off of facts, based off of what's going on with your credit report. All right. So the first thing you want to do, of course, when you create your letter is put your name, your address, today's date, the credit, like who are you talking to? Are you talking to Experian? Are you talking to TransUnion? Are you talking to Equifax? But before you do this, you actually want to review your credit report and see what are the actual negative accounts that's actually holding your credit score back. All right. So those closed accounts, not only do, if you have more than just closed accounts, you also want to put the charge off, the repossession, the other negative accounts that's on your credit scores, I mean, on your credit report as well, and see what's actually holding them back. So what you want to do is just look at the account name and account number, because what you're going to be doing is disputing based off of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. All right. Now, I'll let you know that I'm not a lawyer. I'm just here to pinpoint the information that you can use to help you fix your credit. All right. So what you want to do is understand this. Based off of what we're doing is based off of 15 USC 1681. All right. And there's multiple laws that can help you remove those negative accounts off your credit report. All right. So what you want to do is look at the date open, right? Because 9 times out of 10, this is going to be incorrect on your credit report. All right. The last reporting date is going to be incorrect, as you can see. Date last active is going to be incorrect. Date last payment is also going to be incorrect. All right. So there are multiple things that's going to be incorrect on the specific account that you're disputing. So what you want to do is create a letter based off of that. So what you want to do, like I said before, put your name, your address, today's date, and Experian. We're talking to Experian right now. So they're Experian, all right. So after carefully reviewing my credit report, I noticed that the following accounts listed below are inaccurate. The open date, the date last active, the date of last payment are showing inconsistently between all three credit bureaus. All right. You saw that on Experian, you saw that on TransUnion, you saw that on Equifax. All right. I was reading over the Fair Credit Reporting Act section 1681 EB, you're supposed to assure maximum possible accuracy. Can you reinvestigate the accounts listed below? All right. So that specific law, this is the specific law that I was talking about, because I know some of you are new. Shout out to everybody that just watching the channel. Appreciate the love and support. But accuracy of report, right? Here's what I'm talking about. Whenever a consumer reporting agency, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, or anybody else that prepares your consumer report shall follow reasonable procedure to assure maximum possible accuracy of the information concerning the individual about whom the report relates. All right. So that's where I got that specific law from. So now what you want to do is put the account name. So grab the account name on the credit report right here. You can see the account name, capital one, and then you want to put the account number right here as well on the specific letter, right? So put the account name and account number, okay? And then what we want to do is write a thorough thing that's wrong with that specific account, all right? So after reviewing my credit report, this account is reported incorrect, or is reporting the incorrect open date, date of last payment, and date last active. Can you reinvestigate this account according to 15 USC or section 1681, basically 15 USC 1681 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act? Now we can go to the specific law so you can understand where to go as well. So go to the specific law, click on subchapter 3. So you can Google this, Google 15 USC 1681, click on it, and then click on subchapter 3. And then from there, you want to go to letter I and the procedure in case of disputed accuracy. All right. So this is the procedure Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, and other consumer reporting agency that prepares your report has to follow. All right. So what you're doing is telling them based off of that law, all right, subject to subsection F, except as provided in subsection G, if the completeness or accuracy of any item or information contained in the consumer's file at a consumer reporting agency is disputed by the consumer and the consumer notifies the agency directly or indirectly through a seller of such dispute, the agency shall, free of charge, conduct a reasonable reinvestigation to determine whether the disputed information is incorrect and record the current status. And I ain't gonna read all this. You can go and read all this, but that's what we're telling them to do. All right. So you can see what I'm talking about and why we're doing what we're doing. All right. So after you reinvestigate after your reinvestigation, if you found this account to be inaccurate or incomplete or cannot be verified, can you delete this account according to section 1681 I-5 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act? Now, where I got this from is from the law as well. Got that specific part of what they're supposed to do after they reinvestigate your account. So we go to number 5 and we can read it: treatment of inaccurate or unverifiable information. And you can read over this specific law, but this is something that they're supposed to do. So we can just read this first part. If after any reinvestigation under paragraph 1 of any information disputed by a consumer, a item of the information is found to be inaccurate or incomplete or cannot be verified, the consumer reporting agency shall, right? What they're supposed to do, shall promptly delete the item of information from the file of the consumer. All right, that's what we want them to do, or modify the item of information as appropriate based on the results of the reinvestigation, and promptly notify the furnisher of the information that the information has been modified or deleted from the file. All right. So we're just clearing, we're just giving what they're supposed, or asking them to reinvestigate the completeness and accuracy. And after reinvestigation, if you cannot, of course, if found, if this count, if found this account to be inaccurate, incomplete, or cannot be verified, can you delete this account according to this specific section? All right. So what you want to do is do that for every single account. But this is also important as well. You want to check to see if the open date on those specific accounts are the open date of last payment, and date last active. All right. So let's just say this one, capital one, has that specific problem that's wrong with the specific details that's within that specific account. You want to go to your next account and review that specific account and check the details that's within that specific account. All right. So you want to check the open date, check date of last payment, check date last active to see if it's inconsistent on that specific account. All right. If it's not, just delete some of it. If it's just the open date, date last active is wrong, just have those two things. All right. So we just want to put the details that's what's wrong with that specific account. All right. So just list all the negative accounts. Just an example, and then from there you want to get it notarized. All right. This is very important. If possible, get it notarized. You can go to your bank. You can go to UPS. Just find a notary, get it notarized, because when you send a letter, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax might say you sound like a credit repair company, or they might not respond to your dispute. Whatever the case may be, they might stall. So what you want to do is get it notarized, because now this shows that this is a real person. This is actually you, and there's no hearsay, she say, whatever the case may be. So you can get it notarized. It's just an example, state of Texas. So whatever state you're in, just put the date, the state, and then put your date, and then go get it notarized. And then from there, you want to get it certified. You also want to make a copy of your letter. So if you need to talk to a consumer, we'll talk about that later, but if you need to talk to a consumer lawyer, now you have copies of what you sent out to Experian or TransUnion or Equifax, and you have the when you get it certified, you have all the details and you have all the proof that what you said or what you did. All right. So when you send this to Experian, when you send this to TransUnion, when you send this to Equifax, all right, they have 30 days to do a thorough investigation, to reinvestigate those accounts that you told them to reinvestigate. 30 days, and then 5 additional days for them to send you back that reinvestigation. All right. So some of your accounts might get deleted, right? And some of your accounts might get verified. It's okay. All right. It's just part of the process. Don't think that you did nothing wrong. But most of the time, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax probably want you to quit. So don't quit. Don't give up. All right. The next letter you want to send out is based off of 15 USC 1681 I-7. All right. So that's all we're doing. We're just following the procedure that is laid out for us to use to help us remove these inconsistent or incomplete or inaccurate, unverifiable information off our credit report. Now, if you're a victim of identity theft, you have accounts on there that are not supposed to be, or whatever the case may be, you do want to go talk to a consumer lawyer. It's very important. Go talk to a consumer lawyer. If you have a mixed file, if you accounts that let's just say you're a junior, senior, and it's a mixed case or a mixed file, you want to talk to somebody, a consumer lawyer, because they'll help you with that problem. And if you have a bankruptcy on your credit report, you should also talk to a consumer lawyer, because most of the time they are what they're doing is when they put that on your credit report, because technically, quote unquote, if you go to a courthouse, they say they don't report your information. So when it's on your credit report, some of the times it's going to be inconsistent, incomplete, or they do some things that's wrong. So that can help you in your favor to get that removed from your credit report and get you compensated. So you should talk to a consumer lawyer as well. So your next letter is going to be based off of what happened. So when you get your reinvestigation back, you got the reinvestigation back from Experian, and some of the accounts got removed and some of the accounts didn't get removed. Now, some of your accounts might get verified. So based off of if it got verified, here's what we want to do next. So put your name, put your address, put today's date, all right? Put Experian's address, and then dear Experian, and then what we're saying is, I am writing to request a detailed description of the investigation process, followed by your agency regarding the disputed accounts on my credit report, pursuant to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which is the FCRA 15 USC 1681 I-7. Under Section 15 USC 1681 I-7, credit reporting agencies are obligated to provide a description of the investigation within 15 days of receiving a consumer's dispute. All right. So what we're asking them is, you want to put the name of the account, right, that got verified, and the account number, and then can you provide a description of the procedure of the investigation used to verify this account? If you can't, delete this account. Now, you want to see the procedure that they use to verify that account, because if you go back to the law, which is this law right here, 15 USC 1681 I-5, they're supposed to update your account. They're supposed to modify your account because you told them based off of your first letter that the open date, date of last payment, date last active, or whatever the case may be, the details that's within that account are incorrect. All right. So they're supposed to update it, modify it, fix it, or remove it, whatever the case may be. But pretty sure if you compare your reports from this month, compare it to last month, you're going to see that they didn't do nothing. All right. So what you want to do is look at the inconsistency. If we're still showing inconsistent, you want to say, hey, how did you verify this account? Because it's still showing incorrect. It's still showing inconsistent. All right. So you want to get this letter notarized as well. Send it out. Send it to Experian, and then get it notarized. Like I said before, make sure you certify, add 2 forms of identification, and then you wait the time that is allotted